Young in the Restless, Y&R, Revelation teases that some intriguing hints are popping up about a new plot. Here's what we know so far. Devin Hamilton, Elena Dawson, Nate Hastings and Amanda Sinclair may join a hot story together. Y&R is setting up a quad with unraveled secrets, bold moves, and shocking consequences. If Elena cheats with Nate, that could certainly open the door to the question, who is the father? It would be appropriate for Elena contemplating what Devin and Nate would be like as fathers. It was just a strange thing for Elena to tell Nate. Why fuss about the kind of father both would do? The spoilers Young in the Restless say that some film is actually imminent relationship between Devin and Elena. They were on cloud 9, but no one was there forever on SOAP. Elena can easily bond with Nate after her war with Devin. There could even be some misunderstanding that led Elena to believe that Devin had deceived Amanda first. Anyway, this idea of two good fathers is very interesting and may lead somewhere. Elena is pregnant and does not know who the father of the child is? All of this will match the quad's promised story, so we'll see how it all plays out. As other Y&R details popping up, be sure to follow us for updates. We also know something from Amanda's past that will rock her world and leave her in need of support. There will be some news that could change Amanda's opinion in GC, so all signs suggest she is Hillary Hamilton's long-lost twin, Michelle Morgan. It was certainly something that could draw Devin closer and have the ability to push Elena towards Nate. That, of course, brings us to the biggest clue Elena dropped in Y&R's August 12th episode. Elena notes that Nate is very much like Devin and commented on the good fathers they would both do. Nate seems to suspect that Elena may be pregnant or at least possibly have a baby on the brain. However, Elena doesn't seem to have a cake in the oven yet. She doesn't show any worries and assures Nate that she just means one day the two will be good daddy. Where will Y&R go with this? Perhaps they're posing a paternity mystery? At the society, Lily excitedly told Billy that she had contacted an award-winning writer. Billy didn't share Lily's enthusiasm when she noticed that people had begun to take notice of their company. Lily asked Billy why he was distracted. Billy dodged the subject and announced that he hopes their new content director may have been found. Lily persisted and asked Billy to share what was really in his mind. Billy, replied to Lily, said, "Someone came to me with a story that made Chancellor Communications the focus, that could make us a great power." Billy explained that he was torn because he feared he might allow his personal feelings to obscure his judgment. Billy added that what he knew could defeat an empire, thus helping him exact revenge. Lily asked if the person sharing the story was a trustworthy source. "Most reliable, Victoria," Billy answered. Billy admitted to Lily that he was unsure of the details, though he was sure it involved Adam and possibly Victor as well. Lily asked Billy if he believed that publishing Victoria's story would set him back on her good side. Billy says he can't give up on his ability to be a good man, while being able to take down his opponent at the same time. Billy invited Lily to restrain him if she believed he might be pushing the boundaries too far. Lily recalls how she screamed while watching a scary movie with Billy and said that she would make her scream like a whisper if Billy did anything without running at first. Billy thanked Lily for convincing him to take a step back. Lily spotted Nate and Amanda when they entered the restaurant, and she called them. Lily asked Billy to persuade Amanda to join the company when she visited Nate. Nate and Amanda walked over to greet Billy and Lily. Lily referred to Amanda's job offer. Amanda told Nate that Lily extended a generous offer to join Chancellor Communications as an attorney. Lily said she hopes Billy can convince Amanda to take the job. Lily and Nate moved to a table near the bar, so Billy and Amanda could talk. Billy explained to Amanda that even though Chancellor Communications was just getting started, the company needed someone with the expertise to keep it running smoothly, navigate legal minefields, and ensure that contracts were kept private. After Billy noted that Lily was Amanda's biggest supporter, she asked Billy what he wanted. Billy remembers that they went through a lot and eventually became coffee friends. Billy expressed concern that working together could create a completely different situation. Amanda says they can keep in direct contact to a minimum, as long as Billy can bear it. "Oh, I am nothing but stamina," Billy replied. Amanda said, "Good. Congratulations to both of us." Billy and Amanda approached Nate and Lily. Amanda told Lily that she would accept the job offer. Lily is very happy. After Lily and Billy returned to their table, Nate and Amanda ordered a drink to celebrate her new job. Nate tasted Amanda's legal skills and her impeccable taste in the doctors. Amanda was captivated. At their table, Billy and Lily also toasted toast for having hired the best lawyer in town. Lily expressed hope that Amanda will keep their competitors and also keep the company in compliance with business rules. Billy couldn't seem to take his eyes off Amanda. At Sharon's, Nick, Mariah, Tessa and Faith greet Sharon as Ray takes her home from her pre-surgery appointment. Sharon says it has gone well. Sharon looked at her family's worried expression and confirmed that they weren't attending a pitiful party. Nick volunteered to prepare food, Faith said she would choose different games, and Mariah and Tessa said they would be in charge of decoration and music. When the music started, Sharon and Ray immediately started dancing. Sharon pushed Nick aside and asked him to take care of Noah and Faith if anything happened to her during the surgery. Sharon told Nick to make sure Faith knew how proud her mother was of her. Nick replied, "Okay. It's okay. I'll make sure she has a great life." Nick assures Sharon that she shouldn't worry as she will get through very well and be with the family to share every moment. Sharon met privately with Mariah to discuss her healthcare proxy. Mariah replied, "What is that?" Sharon explained that if something goes wrong and makes her ineligible to make her own decisions, she will need someone to speak for her. Sharon tells Mariah that she knows what's in her mother's heart and how she wants to go on. Mariah says she can't. Sharon says there's no one she can trust more with. Mariah compares her relationship with her mother to Theo to the Abbotts, as they hadn't met until adulthood and were unaware that they were originally related. Mariah recalls that it took her and Sharon a long time to get close, mostly because Mariah was a bad person, but Sharon still hadn't given up on her. Mariah regrets that she didn't have a childhood with Sharon. She thought she would have decades to make up for it, but maybe not. When encouraged, she shouldn't think so, since her attitude is something she can control and being optimistic can make a difference. Under the fantasy that Mariah was someone who could always make Sharon laugh, and he urged Mariah to continue. Mariah gave Theo a plate of food as a thank you for being nice to her mother, especially when he was dealing with his own problems. She offered to hear him tell about what happened in Jawboat, but he decided not to be upset with his self-destructive story. She declared it a no-trial area for that night, and he invited her to take a seat. Mariah wants to know why Theo has trouble stealing the pitch when he knows how to handle a marketing campaign. He moaned that he was choking, and she imagined he would be scared to compete with Kyle. Theo points out that all he and Kyle do is to compete, and he realizes that Kyle has an inbuilt advantage because he is Jack's son and has been working at Jawboat for many years. Theo realized that he couldn't even get mad, because no one made him steal the work and make it his own. Mariah speculates it is likely that Jawboat was never the right person, and Theo could find somewhere he really was. Thinking what's really left for him in the city of Genoa, Mariah doubted what the underrated family meant to her. He thanked her for keeping an open mind, especially when he knew she was Kyle's friend. Mariah accepts that she was once a truly awful person. She assumed that people who were not morally clear would take longer to do their actions together, but she warned him not to hurt Lola. Theo realized that he would be a dead person walking. Crossing the dining room, Billy told Amanda that Lily's last meeting was late, but he swore they would end on time so Amanda could do whatever she was going to do next. Amanda pointed out that her schedule is clear and she looks forward to hearing about Chancellor Media's acquisition strategy in detail, unless he has other commitments. Billy shared that the company took up all of his time, and Amanda admits that she recently saw him and Victoria having a civil conversation. Billy mentioned they were talking about Adam's coup in Newman, and that he expected Victoria to hold a comeback that left Adam unaware of what happened to him. Amanda observed that Billy seemed amused at the idea that Victoria put her brother in his place, and she guessed that he and Adam had a history of their own. Billy admits it wasn't pretty, but he hesitated when he got there. Amanda shifted her focus to business when Lily arrived. Billy and Lily shared their vision of acquiring companies so that they were everywhere participating online. Amanda commented that they are starting small with the goal of global domination, and Billy asked what else she expected of him as a leader. Amanda joked that it would be an improvement in Billy's race, and Billy thinks there will be fewer accidents. Amanda explained to Lily that it was just an inner joke. Amanda expressed reservations about Tracy leading a series of long-running novels and reporting directly to her brother. Billy points out that Tracy has been with their family business all her life, so she knows what she's doing. Amanda asked about their digital magazine, and Lily predicted it would feature hilarious, non-controversial celebrity stories and no lawsuits. Billy imagined it might reduce Amanda's overtime, but she insisted that the more peaceful her world, the better. Mariah wishes Theo a lot of luck in the job search process and he highly appreciates this role. She goes out, and Theo overhears a conversation that Billy, Lily and Amanda talk about winning influencers. Amanda notes that almost everything Billy and Lily proposes is aimed at younger audiences, and Billy confirmed that their demographics get most of the information from social media. Lily stepped aside to take a call from Charlie. Billy asked Amanda what they thought of his approach. Amanda commended them targeting young demographics because they would have a lifetime customer. The Spoiled Young and Restless say that some wild stuff will be on sale in the coming months, so stay tuned. The Y&R channel will be filled with Young and the Restless news, updates, and other news, so check out regularly for everything you need to know.